Hello students, today I will be taking your second session on the topic synthetic fibers and plastics. So before I exactly go to the second topic, let us have a quick recap of what we have learned in the previous session. In the previous session, we had learned about what do we mean by a fiber, right? What is a fiber? A fiber is a thin thread-like structure, either obtained from a natural source or obtained from a unnatural source or from chemicals. So based on the source, fibers can be classified into natural and synthetic fibers. Natural fibers are further classified as plant fibers and animal fibers based on whether the source is a plant or an animal. Examples of plant fibers were cotton, linen and jute. Some of the examples which we learned in the previous session. Now some of the examples of animal fibers were silkworm, yak, isn't it? And sheep, which gives wool, isn't it? Wool, silk from silkworm, wool from sheep and yak fibers from yak. So we also learned about some of the uses of these fibers, isn't it? Today also I should not forget that, you should also not forget that I actually introduced you to synthetic fibers in the previous session. I told you what we meant by synthetic fibers. That I told you that I will be taking up the class in detail in the next session. So let us start with today's topic, that is synthetic fibers. From the previous session, we will start from the end of the previous session where I introduced you to the synthetic fiber topic. Synthetic fiber is not obtained from natural source. It is obtained from chemicals. Therefore, it is called as what? It is called as artificial fiber. It is not a natural fiber. It is an artificial fiber. And this is made by man in the lab. Therefore, it is also called as what? Man-made fibers. Man-made fibers. Now, other than this, we are going to learn more. And two more points we had learned in the last session. That is about the advantages of synthetic fibers and only two disadvantages of synthetic fiber. Synthetic fiber has been a boon to humankind and even animals and plants, because before the invention of synthetic fibers, we had to depend on animals and plants. We had to herd, we had to be cruel. You know why? Because to take out the fleece from the animals, we hurt them. We do that shearing, isn't it? While shearing, they get hurt. And also, to get silk from silkworm, we have to kill the silkworm in pupa stage. Otherwise, we will not get those long silk threads. So usually, what is the process? You have learnt in last year that we usually boil the silk cocoons, isn't it? We boil the cocoons, where at that time the moth or the worm is killed, isn't it? So we are killing the organism then. We either hurt, we kill the animal while taking out the animal fiber. For plant fibers also, we have to cut down the trees, isn't it? Like for example, if you want jute fiber from jute plant, if you want cotton from cotton plant. So cotton, okay, it's a product, it's like a fruit it's giving. So cotton is okay, but then other fibers which we take from the plant itself are not, it's like we are cutting down the trees. So invention of synthetic fibers has largely reduced cutting of trees and hurting animals, isn't it? That is cruelty. Also, it's rather synthetic, after the invention of synthetic fibers, it's been cheaper to buy clothes. Natural fibers are costly because we have to get it from the nature. Rather, synthetic fibers are cheaper and they have many other advantages which we are going to learn in further sessions, like after 2 to 3 sessions maybe. And only two disadvantages which I had mentioned in the last slide in the previous session is that it is not a good absorbent of moisture, and therefore it's a little uncomfortable to wear during summer. Other than that, it catches fire very easily. With a small activity at the end of the next session, maybe I will show you how to distinguish between a natural fiber and a synthetic fiber using a small test. Okay, now coming to synthetic fibers, what are we going to learn in this session? So today's topic is synthetic fibers. In this session, we learn about the structure of a synthetic fiber. Synthetic fiber has a proper uniform pattern in its structure. Like, you can compare it with that of structure, bead structure of a necklace. See, this is a bead necklace. You can see there is a proper arrangement of beads in this, and it is repeating exactly after a proper interval of time or a proper distance, isn't it? This is similar, in a similar fashion. Smaller units are connected to each other. As I told you, joined to one another, are linked to one another in a proper fashion to form a large synthetic fiber. And these small units are called as monomers. So what do you mean by mono? Mono means single and mer means unit or a part. A part, or it's also called as unit, to be specific. So these monomers are linked to one another to form a polymer. Poly means many, mer means units. So many such units together are called as a polymer. So these single units called as monomers join together to form a polymer. Now synthetic fibers are nothing but polymers. They are made up of polymers, which are made up of smaller units called as monomers. Now this is the structure of an artificial fiber, or you can say a synthetic fiber. Now I just want you to know that in nature also we have such structures or such fibers which are made or which are arranged in this fashion, this continuously, okay, because it's a large fiber. Like synthetic fibers, there are certain natural fibers, not all, there are certain natural fibers which have a uniform pattern of arrangement, and they are also called as polymers. Example is cellulose. So cellulose is an example of a natural polymer. So this is an example of a natural, I should not write natural fiber, it's an example of natural polymer. An example of polymer I have taken just to compare it with that of synthetic fiber. Structure of natural fiber is not there for you. This year you will concentrate more on synthetic fibers. Okay. So cellulose is an example of natural polymer wherein each unit is glucose unit here. The smaller units or the monomers are glucose here. Monomer is glucose, and together they form a larger polymer called as cellulose. So this is the structure of a cellulose. Today we learnt about synthetic fibers. For the next session we will be learning about types of synthetic fibers. For now, bye bye. Thank you.